Welcome on the ESL live stream. Thank you for being here tonight, a Sunday night, 9 p.m. Beijing time, here from Xi'an. I'm Mike. Welcome on the ESL live stream. Thank you if you're watching on Instagram, of course, YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn as well. We are also live on Twitter today. Tonight, we're gonna be talking about we're gonna do a review. It's the first time we're gonna do that on the live stream. I hope everything's gonna be fine. Very soon, Stu, my co-host, is gonna be joining, and I'm sure this time the microphone will be on. And then we will welcome teacher Matt, a very awesome teacher. We're gonna see his video. His video is the first day of school. Is very important to have an overview of what is the first day of school, what's happening in his class, and he has really some awesome tools. Really happy to present teacher Matt to you, my dear subscribers and followers. Is going to be hope is going to be an awesome night, and we're going to first welcome Stu from Tefel Lemon. Here we go.
Now, let's welcome Stu from Tefel Lemon.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing.
It's working this time, no problem. Everything is all right. Yo,
Hey, DJ!
yes,
Oh.
teacher, we can hear you. Never.
Three times lucky. The week before and the week before that, I've had sound problems. So I'm really, really happy that it's working flawlessly. And
Yes.
I'm also excited. I've been promoted. I'm now a co-host on this show. So yeah, thank you so much, Mike.
All good. Now you, of course, should be. There's no ESL live stream without Stu, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm super excited about this one actually, because like training is a really part of, that's why people are watching this live, right? Because they're interested in professional development. They want to become better teachers. They want to learn new stuff. And by having your classes observed by somebody and getting the feedback that you need, a fresh pair of eyes, also observing other teachers, picking up new stuff. You're like, wow, that's a cool way of doing that. I'm going to do that myself next time I'm teaching. So I'm really looking forward to watching Matt's class.
So we're gonna, without waiting, let's welcome Matt, teacher Matt.
And now, let's welcome teacher Matt.
Hello, Matt. Welcome. It's good to meet you, Matt. Welcome.
Thank you.
Very happy to have you here on the live stream. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. That was there's a little story I gotta say. I'm gonna tell you after that. After maybe you introduce yourself very quickly.
Hello, everyone. My name is Teacher Matt. I've been teaching in China for about 10 years. And yeah, I just started recording my classes about 3 or 4 years ago in order to, actually it was longer than that. 5 years ago, I started recording my class and other teachers' classes for training, to train other teachers, because I was part of a team of head teachers and our responsibility was to train teachers at the beginning of the year and then do winter training sessions. And I just thought the best way to train these teachers is to show them each other's classes. so they can learn from each other. Just like what Stu was just saying, I think this is such an important way to learn. You know, you can pick up so many different things and then incorporate them into your own class. And I also wanted to get better as a teacher myself. And I knew that going and seeing their classes, recording them, editing them was just going to be a really useful tool for myself. And then about 4 years ago, I started posting them on YouTube. And yeah, now I have a little channel that's growing. So I'm really happy to be here. And of course, I was going to accept your invitation. Very, very honored.
That's a great pleasure for us. Yeah, what I wanted to say is how I get to be Matt. It's, it wasn't on purpose. The other day I was checking my YouTube. I wanted to find a video from my channel, and usually I never do that. But I wrote Mike's Home ESL full video, and then I found someone who was doing. I found a channel where they were doing a video about my class, and I was like, "Yeah, okay." I watched their video; it was nice from another channel. That was interesting, and then when I was after I've watched the video they did on me, I say I saw your video and I was like, wow, I saw your full class and I really appreciate it. We're gonna go through your class, and like Stu was saying, it's really important to be able to share your own class to others, and that's how we can learn from each others.
Yeah,
What Stu
you've
was
got
saying.
yeah, you've so basically whenever you want to become a better teacher, you've got a couple of different ways of doing that. You can either pay money, you can maybe buy some books or buy some materials or something like that, or you go to
True.
like seminars, paid webinars, things like that. Or you've got tons of free options. And I always say that watching the other teachers in your school and having them watch you is the very best thing. It's readily available. All you need to do is very casually walk up to one of your co-workers, hey John, would it be okay? I've got some free time on Saturday at 9 o'clock. Can I come in and watch an hour of your class? And you just agree between each other, and then he can watch your class and give you that feedback. And already you're giving your skills and your pedagogy a little pop for free. It's a no-brainer. Go and observe lessons from next week.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I do in my classes is kind of like an incorporation of like a dozen or more teachers that I've watched over the years. And in 2020, since like there was COVID and no one was watching my classes and I couldn't watch anyone else's classes because I wasn't allowed in anyone else's school and they weren't allowed in my school, I had no way of observing anyone and no one had any way of observing me. And when I filmed my classes, I realized I was seeing things I was doing in the video that I didn't like, and then I was adjusting, and when you see yourself from a third person perspective, it's really like you'll notice a bunch of stuff you're doing that you just don't like, and then you can get rid of it. So that's one of the reasons I was filming myself and then editing the video and rewatching it, and like really being like, oh, that wasn't good. I got it. In the next class, don't do that again, or speak slower or speak more clearly. And just certain games wouldn't work, and I would see it from a different perspective. So I think filming my classes was just such an important thing that I decided to do. And then I wanted to share them on the internet because when I first started teaching, there was I couldn't find any videos of large classes. Like you can find videos of people playing games with 5 kids, 10 kids, 20 kids. But if you have a large class, it's a totally different experience. The classroom management and the games you're able to play and the kind of teaching you have to do when you're dealing with so many students at the same time. So I really wanted to share my experience with as many people as I could. So that's one of the main reasons I was posting it on YouTube.
And that's the spirit of the ESL live stream. So we're gonna go and start. So this video you making, it was from 2021, right?
Yeah, it was back in
September. Yeah, 2021. And yeah, I'm just gonna let the video roll. You're gonna explain what's gonna happen in this video right here now.
Going to teach. It's like the first day of school lesson, and I'm going to be teaching how are you and 6 different responses. So we'll see how they do. One more thing, if you like this lesson and want to teach yourself, you can download this PowerPoint. I'll put a link in the video description below. Just click that link and you can download it in minutes, or you can go to my Taobao page. I'll leave the link here below. Just go to the Taobao page and yeah, you can get the PowerPoint from me there. Hello. Good afternoon. Who was ready and polite before class? Very good, good job. Who was rude before class? Good, no one was rude today. In my class, I have classroom rules. Everyone, classroom rules. Rule number 1 is sit nicely. If you are sitting nicely, teacher Matt will give you points, okay? Rule number 2 is be Rule number 3 is clear your desk, okay? You can have your name card. This is okay, okay? Have your name card on your desk. Thank you. Rule number 4 is eyes on teacher Matt. Okay, look at teacher Matt. If teacher Matt walks this way, you look at teacher Matt. Okay? If teacher Matt walks this way, you look at teacher Matt here. And rule number 5 is listen to teacher Matt. Everyone, put your hands up. Put your hands on your table. Good job. Hands on your head. Hands up. I said hands up. Oh, good job. All right, sit nicely. Good job. And rule number 6 is raise your hand. Very good. Now, this class is in 4 teams. Team number 1 is here. This is team number 1. Team number 1, raise your hand. Good job, team number 1. Good job. Hands down. Team number 2, please raise your hand. Good job. Thank you very much. Put your hands down. Team number 3, raise your hand. Good job, team number 3. And hands down. And team number 4, raise your hand. Good job. Good job. All right, sit nicely. Thank you very much. Peter, be quiet, or I will take your point. Do you understand? No. Very good. Now, the team with the most points can get a star. Which team here has the most points? Good, team 4. If team 4 has 25, team 4 can get 1 star. If team 2 has the most points, team 2 can get the star. The team with the most points can get a star. Now take a look. At the end of the year, the team with the most stars can get a gift. Which team has the most stars?
Team 2.
Good, team 2. So, team 2 can get a gift. Okay? If you are very good, if you sit nicely, raise your hand, be quiet, listen to teacher Matt, you can get a gift. Do you want a gift?
Yes.
Sit nicely. Very good. Thank you very much. Let's warm up. Let's warm up. Now, my name is Teacher Matt. What's your name? What's your name? You can say, my name is Shama Shama, or I'm Shama Shama. Okay? Let's see. What's your name?
My name is Jenny.
Good job. Nice to meet you, Jenny. What's your name?
My name is Matt. I'm a student.
Good job, Matt. Very good. What's your name?
My name is Elsa. I'm 7 years old.
Good job, Elsa. Very nice. What's your name?
All right, I'm just gonna stop right here because that was a very, very awesome beginning. That beginning that we don't usually see. You started your class with you asking that question that I've seen very few in the classroom, which was, asking who was very rude before class. Was someone was rude before class? That's. Can you explain a little bit this thing? I like it. It's really nice.
Well, I don't I learned this from Teacher Val. I don't want to call kids bad. You know, no one's bad. They're not bad. They're just, I want them to understand it's just rude if you're talking or doing something before class, running around. And so I always show them this slide, and it says in Chinese and it says in English who is polite, and it says in Chinese who is rude. And so they can understand what I'm saying. And so every class I show that slide, and they know that I'm going to show that slide, and I'm going to take points away before class. So if one team is really rowdy or running around or people are fighting before class, I'll show that slide and I'll take points away at that point. And I'll like make that student stand up or make those students stand up, and I'll remove points from their team. And the same thing for like who is polite before class. I'll give points to them. So they know that I'm going to do that. And I actually have another video on my channel about this classroom management technique and how before class begins, like what happened that year is that before the class would even start, they would all be sitting there for like 5 or 6 minutes before the beginning of class, which I didn't really like because I want them to run around and have fun. But they all knew that my class was next and they were going to get points or lose points if they were running around while I was setting up the class. So I'd come, they're all sitting there, like all 45 of them are sitting there. And I'd come in and I would set up the class. And once they did that for a few weeks in a row, I made a video of it because I was just kind of blown away because they knew sort of the points, the scoring in my class was starting before the class actually started. So I didn't want them to do that. They didn't need to do that. It's just when I walk in the room, they should sit down. But like they were doing it before I even arrived. They would be like someone watching in the hallway. And I would walk and they would be like, he's coming. And then I'd be like, Teacher Matt's coming. And then they would all sit. And I'd come in and they'd be really quiet. So it worked, but it kind of overworked. I want them to run around and play, you know, but they were really concerned about the scoring. So it's just setting the tone, you know.
True. Yeah, because you started by very nicely with the class. Who's going to say that this is pretty much the class greetings, right in the beginning? You got to maybe tell us a little bit about the settings. I mean, the situation, because these kids are grade 2, right? Grade 2 primary school,
Yeah,
and
this is
I guess we can see that they are quite already comfortable. So I guess you had these kids when they were grade 1.
I didn't teach them in grade 1. That was my first time meeting them.
Okay,
I only know their names because
you
they have
see,
name
that's
cards.
awesome.
But they had
Yeah,
a foreign teacher in grade 1, and some of them had foreign teachers in kindergarten. So the class, you know, in this class of 45, there's about 10 of them that are pretty good. There's like 1 or 2 of them that are really, really good. And then there's like,
yeah.
20 that they don't really know. They can't really say that much. But my goal for the first day is for it to be like, I'm not teaching them English the first day. I'm teaching them how to be in my class the first day.
Mhm.
So it's really easy games, really easy English. And I'm just training them like with the point system to sit nicely and obey my rules so that later on, when I am teaching them harder stuff, I have full control over the class. Because if you don't have control over your class, you can't teach them anything. They can't hear anything because people are talking and misbehaving. So the first day of school, I'm not teaching them English. I'm judging their level, like seeing what they can do, and I'm teaching them how to be in my class, like what the expectations are in my class. That's the goal of the first day.
Yeah,
There we get
setting
Jonathan.
rules and
Yeah.
sorry, Mike. Yeah, setting rules and
Okay.
routines in your class. This is the cornerstone of classroom management. I always think when you're going into a public school setting, whether it be a primary school, let's say it's a primary school in China. You've got large class sizes, very mixed ability students. You don't know anyone's names. They learn your name really quickly, but it's really hard for you to learn their names, which is an issue if they're talking at the back and you don't know their name to stop them from talking. So setting what your expectations are and setting rules and routines, this is essential for the first couple of lessons. You've got time for the rest of the semester to kind of really get into the teaching language stuff. But if you build a really nice stable platform for your teaching, you're setting the foundation for a fantastic semester ahead. And students, they look up to adults, they look up to that adult figure for guidance and to set boundaries. Kids need that. So that is a fantastic you hit so many correct things there on that first video, and it was amazing to see your name tags as well. So you're already learning as a teacher who people are, so you can quickly address problems before they grow bigger.
That was the Chinese teacher had them do that. So that year I taught 4 classes in grade 2, and only one of them always had their name cards. Another one made their name cards later, and then one never made name cards. So I wouldn't really know their names unless they would raise their hand and tell me because there were so many students. So that was all credit to the Chinese teacher that did that. I didn't request that. But this class, I'm remembering now, there's a boy in the class with a learning disability. You could hear him screaming in the back. His name is Peter. And like, I didn't know the first day, like, I don't know these students. So I didn't know if he was just misbehaving. I didn't know, but like you could hear him like kind of yelling in the background. And during class, like he would yell and stuff, but eventually I had him under control. And what you just said is exactly right. I saw a video about 10 years ago, and it was just saying that like children want to be told, they want to know exactly what they're supposed to do. They want to know where the boundaries are. And if you set the boundaries and they feel very comfortable. Like in my class, if they misbehave, they lose points. If they behave or speak really well in English or whatever, they get points. So they know exactly what they're supposed to do. And they kind of thrive in this environment where they feel safe, So that's what I was kind of trying to set up the first day.
Yeah, they really do. Like if you often it's kind of counterintuitive because you think, oh, if the kids are really having fun, they're laughing and kind of really enjoying your class, you think, oh, I'm doing a great job. But what you'll find as you get into month 2, month 3, month 4, that they just start mucking around and you've lost all sense of control. You're coming in, students aren't settled down, and instead of using your time productively, you might only have 35 minutes in one public school session, right? You're spending half of that time trying to control the students instead of actually using the time productively to teach language. So by setting rules and routines, you are optimizing the little time that you have with each of your students.
Exactly.
Yes, the first day is very, very important. So you can find out right away who is the advanced student and maybe who's the ones who are really naughty, right? So let's go on with the video. I'm gonna jump right to the eight. Because it's a 39 video minute, it's 39 minutes long, but teaching is about 35 minutes in total. Of course, when you want to film, when you want to shoot your class, you got to get ready. It's taking time before you want to start the class, so you got to set up everything, so it takes always a little bit of time. But here, let's go on. You gonna start with I love it. Let's learn.
Let's learn.
Good.
Today we are going to learn 6 words, and my words have an action. Okay. The first word is. In my class, we don't say good. We don't say great. Not amazing. Good guess. We say it like this. Very well. Very well. Make sure to do the action, okay? Very well. Good job. Next one. Happy. I am looking at your team. If you do the actions very well, Teacher Matt will give you a point, okay? Watch. Very well. Oh, I think these 2 teams, Team 1 and Team 2, did the action the best. Everyone do the actions. Watch. Happy. Good, that's right. Every team can have a point that time. Good job. Next one. This one's happy. Next one. Sometimes we say okay. Sometimes we say okay, or sometimes we say fine. I'm looking for action. Let me see. Fine. Happy. Very well. Fine. Oh, one. Oh, Teacher Mac gets a point. Thank you. Good job. Next one. Hungry.
I'm gonna stop just to say what I like as well. When we watch your video, there's always some comments, that appears like subtitles, and you give more overview, what you think, why you did that. It's really good.
Yeah, I wanted to, some stuff's not obvious. It's obvious to me because I did it, but when people are watching, it
True.
might not be obvious. So everything has a purpose. And one thing I wanted to add that I didn't have a note there for was that the reason I just show it in their first language, like before I show what it is in English, is because I want to see what their level is. If you show them the English and they can read it, you're not sure if like they actually knew the word. So every time I teach a class, I want to know what their actual level is. So when I'm preparing the next class, I know what they can do and what they can't do. And like when I study Chinese, if someone shows me like a Chinese character, but they also show me the pinyin, like I'll just read the pinyin, and like it's like cheating, But if someone just shows me a Chinese character, then either I know it or I don't know it, and it's kind of a test for yourself. So that's what I'm doing for them. It's like I show them the Chinese, see if they actually know it or not. And also I want there to be Chinese in it because there's a lot of ways you could say it, like okay or fine, like the meanings are similar. Or if I show them henhao, it could be like very well or great, or amazing, there's a few different meanings. So I just show them in their first language first, and then I present it in English so that I can really judge their level.
Right. Yeah. And then we're gonna go to the minute, because you're kind of drilling part in here, and then to the minute 13, you get that TPR game.
2, 3, and 2, 4. Who would like to play? If you know the actions, it's very easy. All right, Justin, come on up. Yes, come on up. Sandy, come on up. And all right, Farrell, come on. Come here, come stand here. Come here, stand here. Good job. Everyone be quiet. 5, 4, 3. Look, stay closer, stay here. You four, watch your classmates, okay? Don't look at the board. Don't look, okay? Look this way. You look at the board. If you see it move, you need to do the action. So take a look. If you see this, don't say the word. Do the action. Okay? Very good. And you say the word. Okay? You say the word. So let me see the action. What's the action? Like this. Okay? All right. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1. Let's see. Okay, I think you said it wrong. I thought you said hot. So it was these two, I believe, were first. 3 and 1. Good job. Good job. Try the next one. Who said the word? Don't say the word. If you say the word, your team will lose points, okay? Be quiet, okay? Try the next one. Good job, team 4. Hungry. Next one. Team 2, good job. Happy. All right, team 3, good job. 1, good job. All right, good job. Go sit down. Go sit down. Who would like to try? Who would like to try? Are you ready?
So that was the TPR game, right? Very interesting game. Maybe people didn't get, for those who are arriving. So what is why did you choose to call it TPR? Because we know that it's all total physical response. For the kids, might not means a lot, but it's good as well for them to know, maybe. Or it's because I know you're doing PPTs, maybe it's also for helping the teachers who wants to get that what's going to happen next.
Yeah, I mean, it says TPR on there, TPR action game. That's for the teachers who are buying my PowerPoints, essentially, so they know that it's an action game. The students don't need to know what TPR means. I have had older students ask me, like in grade 4 and grade 5, and I told them like total physical response, and I told them what it meant in Chinese, and I like, oh, I understand. But it's just an action game. I actually used to call that game like the hot seat game. Where they can't see the board and then they're like in the hot seat and have to do the action or say the word. But I just put TPR there, just like you said, for the teachers who are purchasing the PowerPoint.
Great. That's what I was wondering. So very interesting part in here. I guess the kids are. We can see that the students in here are very skilled in English. For how many students do you have in this class?
There's 45 in this class, but you can see it. I didn't know these kids, but like at the beginning of class, I could see which kids were pretty good. Like I could see which kids were doing stuff really well. And when I was bringing them up for the first game, like I was choosing the students who I thought could do it. Because the thing you don't want to do is start choosing students who like weren't raising their hands before or didn't seem to be really paying attention to come up for the first game to like model everything. So these students that are up there, like I remember these students now just looking back at this video. They were like the best behaved students and maybe not the best at English, but pretty good, near the top of the class.
Yeah, for modeling, it's so important, especially in large class settings where the students might be kind of like 8 or 9 rows back. They can't really see. The PowerPoint really aids. It's a fantastic classroom tool to get clear instructions up on the board, big, so that everyone can see even at the back, and test that out as well. When you're a new teacher at public school, go to the back of the class. Can they read your writing? Would you be able to see it if you were a kid? And I like the way that you're changing around the students. So you pick 4 students aren't going to probably drop the ball for the first modeling exercise. Right? They're pretty strong. They're well behaved. Get them up here, model well. Everyone gets it. Then you can start moving in kids that need a bit more support because they've been scaffolded already by clear instruction.
Exactly. And the PowerPoint, it's really, it's an aid for them. Obviously, they can see it and everything. But the PowerPoint's really to guide me through the lesson too. So I don't have to be thinking what's next. I can just teach the students, and I don't have to worry about like planning or what's next. Like years before, I would use flashcards all the time, and I would have to set the flashcards up on my table in the order I was going to do everything, so I could remember, the order. So the PowerPoint's really, it's just a good guide. So during the class, you can be relaxed, focus on teaching the students, classroom management, and if you don't remember what the next activity is, when you click the slide, when you click the PowerPoint, it's going to go to the next one for you. And you're like, okay, that's the next game, and then go in. So that's the PowerPoint. It helps so much for like me personally.
I've often found as well when you can go onto like a WeChat group or something, and you can ask around for PowerPoints, and someone will send you a PowerPoint, and you're like, oh great, that saves me trouble. But actually, you could be setting yourself up for problems in the class, because if you've actually made the PowerPoint yourself and you've invested 10-15 minutes of your time, the PowerPoint inside and out because you've created it yourself. So you're going to feel much more comfortable and also proud of your lessons as well. At the end of it, you're like, that went really well. And me preparing well beforehand was one of the reasons.
I think you're exactly right. If you prepare the PowerPoint, it's much easier. And I think if you have someone else's lesson, the first lesson, unless you really look at the PowerPoint before and really check it out and make sure you know how to do it, the first class isn't going to go that well for you. But you're probably going to teach that same PowerPoint like 10 times in the week or something. So you'll get used to it. And also, it's just a great template. Making a PowerPoint takes a really long time. But if you have like a template there, you can change and adjust it much easier if you already have something that's kind of built and has an order to it and it's already scaffolded for you. You can change the words or like add different activities, but the basic structure is there.
Yeah. And the students are used to it as well. If you're using a really good visual template, it's worth investing that time, because as you say, if you're teaching like public school, you might have like 4 or 5 different classes, different kids, same class. So you can use the PowerPoint that semester, the next semester, the next semester. But if you move to a different school, you've got the PowerPoint on your hard drive. It's well worth your time investing in making good materials.
Yeah, it's like I always tell teachers, you might spend, I might spend 8 hours or 7 hours making a good PowerPoint that looks really beautiful and has really good colors and everything. But then I'll teach it for 20 hours that week, and then I might teach it for years in the future. So that time is well worth investing in doing it before. And the reduction of stress, having your lesson prepared like just helps so much. Like you don't know if someone's going to come observe your class one day, other teachers are going to come or parents are going to come, you know. So if you have something that looks really professional and it's done, it's made, it's going to like alleviate so much of your anxiety if you're put in that situation suddenly, which happens to us, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talk about anxiety and teacher happiness and well-being. If you're well prepared and your lessons go well, you're going to be a happier teacher, and your students are going to misbehave less. It's going to be a joy going off to your primary school, your middle school. You're going to love your job. Whereas if you're ill prepared, you haven't invested the time, the kids are playing up, they're naughty, they give you hell, you know, you're going to hate your job. So by investing that time, setting up rules, setting up routines, you're going to be happy and the kids are going to be happy and everyone's going to be happy.
100%. Totally agree.
Great. Welcome everyone in the live. Just saying a little hello to everyone. Hi. We got G. Oh, Gia Song. I have taught English in Korea for 11 years. That's quite a long time in Korea for sure. Yes. All right.
I
Just
taught in Korea as
saying a
well,
little
by the way.
bit.
I taught in Korea as well. I love Korea.
So sorry, I didn't hear you clearly.
I taught in Korea
What were you
for a
saying?
year and a half before I moved to China.
All right. So yeah. So you know about the epic, maybe.
I was in
The,
a hog line, so I wasn't in a public school, but I do know about Epic.
yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Let's go on with the. We're gonna go right to the minute 18, I think it is, where you're gonna go game practice, where the kids have to recognize the words.
And I will give you chalk. You need to write the letter. This is a letter. The letter A. Why the letter A? Because this word is very well, so we write A. This is very well. What does this say? Happy and sad. Okay, so this is the answer, A. You need to write A. Don't write very well, okay? Only A. Only A, yes, okay? Who would like to try? All right, Matt, come on up. Take one chalk, take one chalk, take one chalk. Oscar, take some chalk. Here, take some chalk. Matt, you're team 3, Oscar's team 4. Very good. All right, let's just look. Everyone be quiet. Don't talk. Everyone sit nicely. Good. Ready? Take a look. Look at the board. Look, look, look. Which one is it? Let me see. The answer is, what's the answer? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? Lynn, what's the answer? Good. I am fine. Everyone, I am fine. A. So we have 1, 1, 1, 1, but Matt was first. So Matt can have 1 extra piece. Okay, you must be very, very quick. Do you understand? Yes. Okay, thank you very much. All right, go sit down. Go sit down. Put the chalk back and go sit down. Go sit down. Sit. That's right. Good job. Excellent. Good job. Who would like to try? Who would like to try? Let's bring up 4 girls. All right, Emma, girls, are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Team 3. Thank you. Let's see.
Awesome. Yeah, that's very interesting. The way you quiet them as well. You get those 4 seconds, pretty much. You count down 4, 3, 2, 1, and you guys quiet.
Yeah, I do a countdown. Some people do a clap back, but I just do a countdown. And I think maybe where you jumped over, so you didn't see the first time it happened. But when I did the countdown, like one group wasn't quiet, and I took points away. so they learn quickly. And if there's a really naughty group that's really, they're having trouble quieting down, I'll do the countdown, and then I'll give points to the teams that were quiet. And like psychologically, it's more for them. They feel like they're falling behind, even though it's the same point difference, as me taking points away from them. So I'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Team 3 is still talking, and I'll be like, I'll actually, it won't just be that I'll say team 3. Like I'll actually make the students who are talking stand up, if it's really happening, because I want that team, I want that person or those students to feel the pressure from their own team. That's because of them that they lost points, because the peer pressure will help them quiet down in the future. And so it really is effective. The countdown, and then they respond to it really, really quickly. This is the first day, so this class is pretty good. It's funny because this class wasn't the best behaved class. Like later on, like I had all the classes trained pretty well. So they're all pretty good, but like this class had some rowdy kids that just like there was a few. So the countdown would work, but it worked really, really well in the other classes. Like even if once I just stood and put my hands up, they all would get silent because they were so competitive.
Yeah.
It's really good as well, making teams for many different reasons. Number one, it actually helps student dynamics, classroom rapport, classroom happiness, energy levels. You've got so much stuff going on. And also if let's say you've got the red team, for example, let's say you've got one student in the red team that's repeatedly talking, overactive, difficult to control, giving you a headache. If you're taking points off of that one child, it can absolutely devastate his morale and his willingness to want to be there and engage. But if you take points from the team, it's not pointing fingers so much. And you'll find, like you've just mentioned, Matt, his own team will help police the situations. Hey, pack it in, will you? Be better. The kids, the other kids are getting points.
My students, they were saying, "Oh, come on, be quiet."
Yeah, it does the job for you, and you can see. I'm watching there, right there, Matt. You've really very quickly on your first lesson, you've got students responding to you, listening to you. When you're doing this, it's visual. They're stopping, and it's absolutely textbook good classroom management in large class situations.
The teacher who taught them in grade 1, like I trained that teacher too. So he was following the same method. So these students they're familiar with the point system, because I trained all the teachers to do this in the large classes, because I know what it's like if you don't do it, and it's a total nightmare. So I told them, like, put them in teams and it's going to work. I showed them my class. I had them watch my class. I showed them videos of me doing it, and a few years before, like in 2017, I was training a teacher, and he was really struggling with classroom management, and he thought it was the kids. He was blaming the kids. They wouldn't be quiet. So I told him, I'm going to come and teach your class one day. These kids don't know me. I'm going to come and teach them. Within 10 minutes, I had them totally silent, obeying every order, because it's about consistency. You have to be consistent. If you're going to take points away or add points, do it every time. You can't let it slide. They have to know the moment they break this rule, they're going to lose a point. And I'm going to be consistent, and they're going to know exactly what they can do to get points, exactly what they will do to lose points. And it works really, really well. You can train them really quickly. So like I said, this is time with these students, but they're aware of this system because the teacher from grade 1, he was doing it with them too.
Yeah, and this goes back to the power of observation. That teacher who was really having a hard time, he probably needed that, like you said, that other pair of eyes to spot a problem and to see potential solutions. So you've come in, he's watched you, and he's probably like, wow, I'm going to do that myself in the next class. And like that you coming in and him being able to observe you and you giving him feedback is probably pays dividends to this day, that he's now a better teacher because of that half an hour session.
Yeah, and he whipped them into shape. I mean, I went back and watched him like a month later, and it was like he had down pat. He not only watched me in his class, but then he came and observed me a few times, and he just saw what I was doing. 'Cause I had older students, so it's a little bit different. I mean, I was doing, like, you do the same thing, but when they're grade 1 or 2, they respond in a certain way. Grade 4, grade 5, they still respond, but it's different. So
yeah.
Like he did master it. It's just like you said, he needs to see it with his own eyes and see exactly what I was doing, how I was doing it, and yeah, he picked it up, and he's a great teacher now.
Yeah, and
Well, we get a
going
question.
past grade 5. So sorry, Mike. Just quickly going
Yes,
past grade 5,
Paul was
you start
asking.
running out of. Oh, sorry, Mike. Sorry, I just
Okay,
well, just saying.
go for it.
Once you go past grade 5, the power of the points start running out, and you have to look at other strategies. I'd say grade 5 is the last age I would use the points with. After that,
It does
forget it,
not work in
and use
grade
different
6.
strategies. Yeah.
It does not work in grade 6. That's for sure. Like grade 6, I couldn't get it to work. I don't use points in grade 6. Grade 5, it still works. They care, but it's more about bragging rights then, because they just want to win and get the gift at the end. But they don't, they don't respond as quickly, and you'll have more misbehaving students in grade 5 because there's also a bigger gap in English level at that point. So there's other issues at play.
Mm.
There's a question for you, Matt, from Paul, who's asking, Matt, how do you use points and other encouragement staff during the lesson in terms of students' control? Please, in shower, in you don't mind to answer. It's shorter. Yeah,
Pretty
he
much
made a little mistake with that.
the students, they know. I
It's
tell
short.
them in the beginning what they can do and what they can't do in class, and it takes like 10 or 15 or 20 minutes for them to get it, really get it, that I'm going to be consistent and what these rules actually mean. I didn't just show it to them, and I showed them the rules every week for like the first 2 months. It's part of the routine that I show it, and they just chant the rules and stuff. And if they speak out of turn, they don't raise their hand, they lose a point. If they're all behaving really, really well, I add a point. And I'll actually go out of my way to find the students who are behaving really, really well, just like standout students, and I'll bring them up to the front. They're kind of confused at that moment what I'm doing. I'll be like, oh, come here. And I'll be like, Oscar is so good. He is sitting nicely. He raised his hand. He's very quiet. Oscar's team gets 5 extra points because Oscar is so good. And I'll do that every 2 weeks. I'll do that, especially if I'm having classroom management issues, and they'll see that you can earn these extra points, these bonus points, if you're just a standout student. So it's just about consistency, take points away when they're misbehaving, add points when they're being good. And they respond really quickly to this type of classroom management. Like, it happens very, very quickly, even if you've never used a point system before.
Let's go on with we're gonna go right to the 29th minute game. Guessing it's another game might be interesting for teachers to use in the class. Check out that game.
This is a guessing game. A guessing game, okay? You need to guess. Guess means answer, okay? Okay, so take a look. Behind this question mark, maybe it's fine, maybe it's very well, or maybe it's hungry. Which one is it? Is it fine, very well, or hungry behind here? What is it? So, I need one student from each team to stand up. Let's see. Who would like to try? All right, stand up. You need to guess. You need to guess, okay? Is it fine, very well, or hungry? Everyone say, how are you? You can say, I'm fine, I'm very well, or I'm hungry. What do you think?
I'm hungry.
Hungry, he said. So I put an H here. H for hungry. Matt, what do you think?
I'm very well.
Very well. Let's see. VW is very well. Lynn, say, I'm hungry. Hungry. And team one. Amy. I'm hungry. Let's see. What is the answer? Hungry! We get 3 points. 3, 3, 3. So it's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Okay, good job, Sam. Good job. Who would like to play? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. it. Your team will now lose 2 points. Okay, who would like to try? Who would like to try? Everyone say, how are you? Start over here. How are you? Happy. Happy is each. 2. I'm sad. Why are you sad? Team 3, Sandy. I'm sad. And Tracy. Say, I'm tired. I'm tired. Everyone say, tired. Tired. Let's see. Happy. Team 1 is happy. Good job. 1, 2, 3. Last game.
All right, here is another game.
I need 1 student from one of the teams to come up. Let's start with team 1. All right, Mona, come on. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, team 1, stand up. Stand up. Look at Mona and say, how are you? How are you, Mona? Fine. She said, I'm fine. Very good. Now, throw the ball, okay?
Obviously, we cannot see it on the video, but on the left of the screen, we got you draw like a target where where the kids can throw the sticky ball and they can have point from here. And just like what you, pretty much the same that we can see on your TV or TV screen. I guess it's a TV screen, right?
It's a touch screen, yeah.
Touchscreen. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, we cannot see it on it, and after so the kids can play. Can you explain a little bit what is the game about?
I want to comment on the guessing game first. The reason I really like
Sure.
the reason I really love guessing games is because they become curious about it, and like they really want to know. You know, it's like the reason I use games so much is because I want them to feel interested in what I'm doing, what I'm showing them. So if they have something at stake, like there's points involved or whatever, they really want to pay attention. And when it's a guessing game, they really become curious. It's a gamble, you know, and people enjoy gambling,
Sure.
even children. So they don't know what's there. So it's just the guessing game is really good. You can use it for dialogues and stuff. I have classes where guessing game dialogue and stuff. Guess what the word is, and they say the dialogue and have to guess which one which was there. They really like that. So I just think a lot of teachers don't use this kind of guessing game, or if they don't have a PPT, they don't have a good way to set it up. You know, they think the students will think if you're putting a flashcard or whatever, they might see it, or if you're hiding something, there's a way they might see it, or they'll try to cheat. But if it's on a PowerPoint, then there's no way that they could know. You know, and I'm not cheating them. Like I programmed it before. You know, so I really love guessing games. And with the sticky ball game, there's a few ways you could play this game. The way I'm playing it's really basic, which is just they say whatever it is, the response, and then they throw the sticky ball for points. So they can get the bullseye and get 5 or whatever. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, whatever. If they totally miss the board, I'll let them try again. Another variation I do is I set up like different distances from the board, so they can choose to throw the sticky ball from further away. If they throw from further away, they automatically get 3 points. So it's 3, and then if they hit 5, it's 3 plus 5, and then I go 3 plus 5 equals 8, and we'll do the math together in English. Or there's the 2-point line. It's like basketball, right? There's a 3-point line, there's a 2-point line, and then there's the 1-point line or whatever. You can choose.
You're gonna do horse.
Yeah, and then they realize quickly that it's kind of better to go from the first line because they might be able to get a bullseye, because the first line will be pretty close, especially with grade 1. It's like right there, you know. But like I also have like a Nerf gun that I bring in that sometimes, but I actually, if it's in teams like this, it's okay. But if I split the class into boys versus girls, which I do sometimes, if the Chinese teacher has a tendency of rearranging them all the time, I can't do teams because they're always getting moved around. So I'll do girls versus boys, and I don't want to do the gun game with that because the boys are a lot better on average because they play with guns all the time. These type of guns, So sometimes it's not fair. Like the boys are they'll be hitting bullseyes all the time, like professionally shooters. Like they're really good at it. So the sticky ball kind of playing field because none of them are really that good at throwing the ball.
Yeah, you've got with games like this, it's so important for children to play language games. It's great for motivation. It's great for and you're giving a range of vocabulary that they can use in Lexis, and they actually, by guessing, they are actually recalling it in the brain. What are the options? What are the 3 options? What are the 4 options? So rather than looking at one word, they're thinking about all 4. And then you're giving them a platform to turn receptive skills of them listening to you and looking at the board into productive skills. So
Exactly.
this is great. And always make sure that any games you play, there is a purpose. There is a deep purpose for playing these games.
Yeah, I see teachers playing some games, and I'll tell them, this game is just a game. They're not saying anything. They're not learning anything. There has to be something that they're being asked to do. And a lot of times when I play games like this, you'll see that I'll have like if a girl from team 1 comes up, team 1 asks the question, and then I'll give them points. I think I do it in the next game actually. I actually give them points based on how well that team asks the question. So they actually have a stake in asking the question and saying the question together and doing what I'm asking instead of just a few students saying it and everyone else being like, I don't care. If students aren't, they don't get the full points. So there has to be a purpose. There has to be English connected to it. And there's a lot of opportunities to say stuff like good job or have the kids say good job to each other. And they learn a lot of English, extra English from my directions. So you'll hear me saying stuff and you'll be thinking I don't think these kids understand. You'll be surprised how much they do understand, even though they can't say it themselves. I know because I study Chinese. There's a lot of Chinese that like my wife speaks to me in Chinese all day long. There's a lot of stuff she says to me that I can't repeat back to her. I can't speak at that same level, right? But I understand and I'm learning. And then, a few months later, I find myself saying the same Chinese that she said to me. And I'm like, did I ever learn that? And I realize it is right because there was so much input. So I'm trying to give them as much input as I can with the directions. And I try not to dumb it down too much. I'll try to say it slowly and clearly, but I don't leave out too many words from the sentence.
Yeah, what you're saying is authentic.
Yeah.
You're giving authentic instructions and students producing the language, those that are confident enough and proficient enough and ready to do that. The kids that aren't quite ready, they're listening to each other. And so much can be learned from other students, not just the teacher, but the whole situation, language input, like you say.
That's I think all this stuff like teacher talking time, obviously you want to reduce it as much as you can, but the students have to have listening time. Forcing students to say stuff, they need to hear stuff, to learn. And like you said, the more advanced students modeling the language, they stand up and they say it. Other students learn, they learn it from their classmates. And so that's something that I think is overlooked a lot. Like teachers dumb down the language for instructions, and then there's just these little mistakes people make. I think as much input as they can get, that's my purpose. That's why they have me in the class, because I'm going to just speak English to the kids,
That's awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah, the last 5 minutes of the class, I think it's a quick review, of course. I'm not going to show that. But I think it's a very different view right here. Yeah. Yeah, the end of the class is pretty much a review.
All right, team 4.
You still have the game right here. The review comes at.
Good job. job, David. Very good. Good
Being
job,
for the
David.
kids.
Team 2. 1, 2 points. Who would like to try? Good job, David. Sit down. Right, stand up. Everyone say, what's your name? Say, my name is Matt. Good. Say, how are you, Matt? Well, he said, I'm fine. Good job, Matt. That is a very good name. Teacher, 2 points. Who would like to try team 1 or team 4? Who did not play yet? Good job. Everyone sit nicely. Good job. Class is almost over, so teacher Matt will count the score, okay? Listen to me. Your team must have 2 more points than the next team. For example, team 1, let's say, for example, team 1 has 8 points, and team 2 has 9 points. This is only 1 point different, okay? So, both teams can have a star, okay? But, if team 2 has 10 points, this is 2 points difference. So, team 2 would get a star, and team 1 no star. Okay? Do you understand? Take a look here. Team 4, team 3. We have 13 points and 11 points. Which team gets a star? Team 4. Does team 3 get a star? No. What if team 3 has 12? Does team 3 get? Good. Now both teams get a star. Okay? Alright, let's count the score. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 37, 14, 4. 37 points. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 33. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 41. Hey, team 1! That's the star. Team 1, stand up. Team 1, stand up. Good. Everyone say, good job. Say, good job. Good job. Everyone's very sad. Good job, team 1. Goodbye.
And that was a great class. Thank you so much for being. Oh, sorry. And yeah, so that was a great class. Thank you very much, Teacher Matt, for being in the live. Hope everyone liked this as well. We get Paul who's saying, "I love the way Chinese students stay seated while one of them come playing to the board alone. Such a discipline, but also as a result of the rules explained and approved." All right, thank you. We get as well English for Oliver. Great to see control. How well does this go down with TAs? You get?
I don't.
Do you
I don't
have?
have a. No, the
That's
school. Yeah, there's no TA. I think if I
that's
was having
okay.
big problems with classroom management, they would give me one. So there have been teachers that have had issues with classroom management, and like the principal will tell the Chinese teacher that she has to be in the class. But because I can control the class, the teacher doesn't need to waste her period being there. She can be in the office and take a break. So I would have a TA if I needed one. And when new teachers come, they ask, am I going to have a Chinese teacher in the class? And like they'll have one. But they know that I can speak Chinese to the kids. So if I really need, like if there's a discipline issue, I can communicate to the kids. But I would love to have a TA if I needed one, but I just don't need one. So they will give it if I ask or if I request it. But I kind of feel bad because I know that I'm taking away their, like the time for them to rest, which they really appreciate. So that if I do need help or like a student is like has a bloody nose or there's a fight or something, I can get the teacher to come and then the teacher will take those students to the office or whatever. It just gives me that that out if I need it, if there's some sort of problem. If they're in the class already, then it helps, but then they leave and then I lose control because I only had control because they were there to begin with. So I just don't have a TA button. Well, I wanted
I
to
used to have TAs, and they.
I was going to say
Sorry.
something about the points. The reason that I make them that they have to win by 2 points
Yeah.
is because when they have so many points, right? Like it's like 40 points or something. If they just lose by 1, I feel so bad because it's so close, you know? So if it's that close where it's by 1, I let them both have a star, you know, so they don't feel like they were really screwed. Because I think they do feel that way. Like you see the anger. If it's like 56 to 57, and then the 57 gets the star, and the 56 who did really well but just missed that 1 extra point, I feel bad. So that's why I do the 2-point difference in order to get the star.
Exactly. You always have to let them know that you recognize their work, right? When you prize kids, it's not because of the kid himself, his person, but because of his work. And it's very important to give them points and say, yeah, all right, kid, you guys were close to the 2 stars, so I'm giving it to them. And then they're so, like you said, it's awesome. Really good class. It was really enjoyable. I hope everyone can go and join, go and check out. He's got ton of classes, full class like this, and so please go and to his channel and subscribe to Teacher Matt. You have your name is first. I mean, your name is Matthew. Matthew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Great.
just
So,
like if you type in Teacher Matt, you'll find it. Or if you scan that.
yeah. After that, you get teacher Matt, so you can see that. Right. All right, Stu. How did you love his class? Huh?
Oh,
Was
it was
it? Did you
it
remember
was
when you
yeah, it
were in China too?
brought back fond
Back,
memories. From many
yeah,
many a class of my first ever public school class was like 2002 or something, and
yeah.
phone in, didn't really know what I was doing, and I would have really benefited by watching that video before I was just thrown in at the deep end. You know, a tape cassette and the classes there. Yeah,
I
so
remember that. Yeah.
big ones from that. Good modelling. Make sure you model your classes very clearly. Think about, can the students see the boards, no matter where you are in a big like classroom setting, you've got kids on the corner, can they see? Make sure you move around, make sure you engage with
Sure.
your student, get kids at the back engaged. Clear instructions, get different kids up, make sure everyone gets a good go. Think carefully about who's going to go first for your modeling, pick carefully, and you won't go far wrong. Be prepared with a good PowerPoint, and Matt, you've got some good templates there. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to Matt's channel.
Thanks,
Thank you
Stu.
so much, Matt.
Thank you so much.
Do you want
It's a real honor, I have to say.
anything you want to add?
No, I feel very honored to be invited here, and of course I was going to join. You know, I always tell people if they comment, my goal is to help as many teachers as I can, because I felt when I first started teaching, especially in the public school, I was terrified. I didn't know what I was doing, and when I would get asked
We
to
were
do open
all the
days and
same.
stuff, yeah, in front of people, I had no idea what I was doing, and I would search online
Oh yeah.
for help, and I wouldn't find anything that was practical for a class of 50
Yeah.
kids or 40 kids. And that's why I'm sharing these classes, because I wish in 2013, when I moved to China, I had access to watching people's classes. And the reason I went around, and I didn't just film my classes, I filmed like 25 different teachers in our program, you know, because I wanted to see what they were doing. I wanted to steal their techniques or adapt their techniques to what I was doing. You know, what you see me doing here is a hodgepodge of a bunch of different people that I observed. Some of it I was doing naturally, you know, like the classroom management stuff, the rules and not the rules, I stole that from Teacher Val, but the point system, that's something that I kind of invented in Korea. I don't know if I invented it, but I was doing it in Korea already. From the very beginning, I was giving points, because I knew very quickly that that would work, and it was working very quickly. But other stuff that I'm doing there, I mean, I learned all of this from different teachers over the years. And so I just want to take all the stuff that I've learned and put it out there so people who are new, people who are thrown into the deep end can find some help, see how a good class can look, and like some different techniques they can use to control their class, because classroom management is the most important thing you need to master first. You have to master that first, because if you master other aspects of the class but you haven't mastered classroom management, none of it's going to work anyway. So you're gonna fail no matter what if you can't control the class. So you have to learn to control the class.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Matt. I hope to see you soon in the live stream. It was great to have you here. Maybe we can do it one more time, another day. I hope to see you uh, soon in one of your video. Maybe you're gonna upload. When do you usually upload?
I have like so many videos on my channel already that I don't like. Right now I'm actually not teaching, so I'm going to be going back to that same school in September, but I don't know if I'll be filming more classes. I'm not sure. Maybe I will, but I have so much content there already. I think from now on I'm just probably going to just put PowerPoint walkthroughs and classroom explanation videos and different things to help people, but maybe not actually more in-class video because I have so many on the channel already. But
Great.
I am going to be releasing more PowerPoints. Like this class you saw, I have that one for sale, and I actually have the same class but with 6 different vocab words. It's the exact same class with just 2 different versions. Like kind of an easier one has easier. I don't know if they're easier, but maybe more common. Like I don't have very well there stuff like so and fantastic or something. But I'm probably just going to be uploading more resources.
That's great. So just go and check out Teacher Matt on YouTube. We're going to say goodbye to Teacher Matt. Thank you so much for coming. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a good time back there. Best
Thanks, guys.
wishes to your family and for this 2024. And the
Thank you so much.
dragon is coming around. So have a good one.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Matt.
Bye-bye, Matt. That was awesome. That was a nice, very nice class. I think
So useful.
that was the first time. That was the first time we did this here on the ESL live stream, and I think many people like it. I think it's also a good way to, maybe share our experience, and also that you get to know that there are tons of awesome teachers on YouTube that are here to help you with your class. And, that's the ESL live stream spirit.
It's like we're all here to help each other, and we can all learn from each other. You might have watched that video like, wow, that's a really great idea. You might have also watched it and gone, that didn't work so well. I make sure that I
True.
will do that things differently. So no matter who you watch, you can learn so much from things that go right, things that go wrong, and reflection as well. Looking back at your own classes, reflecting back what worked, what didn't, why was that, how could I improve for the
Exactly.
next time. So as weeks go by in your career, you're going to get better and better and better.
Exactly, Stu. Thank you so much, Stu, for being with me today and with Teacher Matt. That was awesome. Hope to see you next week in the live. We might have new guests. I hope so. It will be awesome. And so we're going to say goodbye to everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following on Instagram. Go and check out Stu's channel as well, Teffel Lemon. You got to know that Stu has as well an awesome TEFL course. If you're looking to update your skills, he's got one of the best TEFL course on the market and updated, right? You
Yeah, and
go
actually,
through
mhm,
all what we've seen today, classroom
yeah.
management.
Actually, what Matt said there, you can't you need to get your classroom management right. No matter what other skills and strings you add to your bow, if you haven't got your classroom management right, you're going to struggle and everything will go wrong. So within the course, we've got classroom management. We've got a whole unit on how to use language games effectively. We've got a whole unit on how to teach children. And importantly, and quite rarely, because you won't find this on many TESOL courses, we've got a full module on how to teach public schools and large class settings. So exactly what you've seen there with 45 kids, it's a different art. And there's a full module of exactly how to go about doing that as well.
That's awesome. All right. So time to say goodbye. I hope to see you next week. Stu, all good?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, I'll see you next week, Mike, and see everybody that's here as well. Thank you for the people that were here, some nice familiar faces and some new faces too. So thanks for coming.
Bro, that was the ESL live stream, your live stream, the teacher's live stream. If you need help, you're welcome here. That was Mike and Stu from the ESL live stream. See you guys. Bye bye.
All right.
And we are live on ESL Live. Welcome to all of you.